Welcome to this Sports Showcase event on Harford TV. I'm Don Morrison, my partner Barb Solberg. Barb, it is, if you ordered a day for softball, 78 degrees, a little breezy. We're here at Bel Air on a tremendously well-manicured field. It just doesn't get much better.
It doesn't. I think we broadcast the first game of the season, and it was cold and windy. And this is the last game of the regular season, and it's very nice.
On the last day of April. And Barb, it doesn't get much better for opponents. We've got Harford Tech, the visiting team, Bel Air, the host team. I mean, they've got a lot in common. The thing that's most noteworthy is the coach for Harford Tech, Mac McCluskey, and his daughter, Nicole Cosgrove, are coaching against one another. They did it last season. They did it earlier this year. The winner gets to have dinner treated to him or her at his or her choice. So there's more riding than just a ball game.
Yeah, it sure is. I love that bet.
Yeah, and we saw the two coaches hugging one another before the game. That's the last time they're going to contact each other until the last pitch is thrown here today.
Yeah, it should be fun watching the two and seeing the different strategies.
Yeah, it should be exciting. The Bel Air Bobcats, the host team, they're coming in with a record of 10-6. They lost to Falston last week, which dropped them out of the chance to be in the playoffs. Meantime, the Harford Tech Cobras, they are 9-7 on the year. These two teams are in opposite divisions. In other words, Harford Tech is in the Hatem division, Bel Air is in the Tidings division, but by special dispensation, the athletic director for the county allowed the Bobcats and the Cobras to play each other twice this year, so that father and daughter could have a two-time matchup. I think that's pretty cool.
I think that's great that they did that.
You're seeing the pitcher for the Bel Air Bobcats. You notice right away she is a lefty, and that's Aubrey Buckmaster. Again, Barb, we talked about left-handers. You see so few of them in high school or even in college, maybe a little more in college. What challenge, what special challenge does that present to a batter? For a batter, what challenges does that make? Oh, by the way, yeah, there is our fielding positions. Let's give them to you. Amelia Mason is the junior, number 7 at third base. Lizzie Zarsona, she's at shortstop, a junior, number 3. Addison Swangost, is Swangost is her name. I'll get it correct, number 25. And Claire Bowden, number 20, is the junior at first base. Lillian Snyder in left, Sophie Goliahu is in center field, Gabby Watts in right field, and we're underway here with the Harford Tech Cobras sending out Evelyn Colby, says she likes to be called Evie Colby, sophomore second baseman, a .351 batter. Pop up right toward the third baseman, moving on it is Snyder, and Snyder will catch it in foul territory for the first out of the game.
Yeah, so getting back to your question about the lefty, it probably bothers you the first time through the lineup. You know, after that, you kind of get used to it, and you really are just looking for the ball coming out of her hand. Whichever hand that is, that's what you're looking for as a batter.
Lyric Strong now the number 2 hitter, center fielder. Little pop up toward the second baseman. Moving on and shading her eyes from the sun. That's Abby Schringost. I'll get her name correct this time. I think it's Sringost, actually. I was talking to her before the game, and she said a lot of people call her Sringost. It's actually Sringost. So she makes the catch. 2 out. 2 up and 2 down. 2 pop-ups. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Michaela McGilton. Michaela is the pitcher. A lot of people call her Mick McGilton. I like that. Kind of has a ring to it, if you will.
Yeah, the Mick.
Mick is a .339 batter with 16 RBIs, 21 hits, 4 doubles, 10 runs scored. Just a bit outside. Plate umpire Bobby Carter, and the base umpire is Bob Hamburg. 2 down, nobody on. Pop up again right in the middle of the infield. Moving on to this first baseman, Bowden, I should say. No, I'll get it right. It is Bowden. She said it's like a bow in your hair.
Okay, there you go.
Claire Bowden. So 3 outs, 3 pop-ups. Wow, what have you seen?
Yeah, 3 pop-ups to the infield.
What causes the ball to be popped up that way?
I was watching the ball come in. There was a lot of spin on those pitches, and it looked like to me she was keeping it on the outside of the plate for all the batters. We talked to Aubrey Buckmaster, and Aubrey said, yeah, she throws a screwball, a slider, says she likes to put a lot of spin on the ball. Speed is not her thing. You know, it's not overpowering the batter. It's sort of fooling the batter. She did it in that first inning. Yeah, you don't need speed. You need to change change it up and change it up, down, right, and left, and change the speed as it comes in.
Yep. Last week, this game played last Wednesday. This being Wednesday of this week, Harford Tech won the ball game by 2-1. They trailed 1-0, tied it 1-1, then went ahead 2-1 and held the lead throughout the game. And it's the same two pitchers, by the way. We'll set that lineup for the Bel Air Bobcats, or for the Harford Tech Cobras, as they take the defensive position. Olivia Albano, she is at third base. She's a sophomore, number 6. Shiloh Wall, number 9, a senior, is at shortstop. Evie Colby is the second baseman, number 4. Lexi Kurth is the first baseman, number 8. The outfield, Violet Molieri, she's number 15, a sophomore. Lyric Strong, number 1, is a junior in center field. And Lily Peters, number 14, is a junior in right field. The pitching lineup, it's Mick McJilton, number 13, the senior, as the pitcher, and Allie Lattimore, a senior catcher, number 11. That is the battery mate for the Harford Tech Cobras. By the way, Mick McJilton has a ERA of 2.03 on the year as a pitcher, former pitcher, and current pitcher. You can still go out there and pitch, I think, Barb.
No.
You're looking for that ERA around the 2s.
Yeah.
She has pitched 48 and a third innings, and in those 48 and a third, she struck out 70 and walked just 18.
Effective.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Now for the Bel Air Bobcats, stepping in to lead off, that's Sophia Gallahue. Sophia is the center fielder, number 10, batting at a 542 clip. It's a ground ball to the right side, to the left side, fielded by the shortstop, not in time at first base. Shiloh Wall making the nice backhand pickup, but the good speed by Gallagher, and now Gallahue, I should say, and now we have our first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard, and it was fielded cleanly, so there was no error on the play. She just beat it out.
Lizzie Zarsona is the shortstop, number 2 hitter, batting at 256 on the year. A little bit high and outside, 1 ball. Well, you see the speed there and the benefit of being a left-handed batter. You know, in softball, you're a step and a half closer to first. Plus, when you swing, Barb, you're heading toward first base.
That's right. It's a lot easier.
Yep. You see a lot of left-handers do that run-up thing where they try to slap the ball as they hit it. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes.
And we'll see early if we're going to have a little maybe hit and run or a bunt.
Yeah. With 2-0, I mean, we're having a conversation now. It's Nicole.
No, we're switching the, I never used those, Don, when I played on the wristband.
Yeah.
It gives the signs and the plays. I never used those, so I don't know what they're looking at. But they just switched it.
Yeah.
She must have had the wrong one.
She may have missed a
Yeah, she probably
there.
missed a sign.
Nicole Cosgrove, the 7-year head coach for the Bel Air Bobcats, physical education teacher here at Bel Air. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. Runner on at first base for Harford Tech. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Squares to bunt, takes it. Okay, Barb, you're 3-0 now. You gonna make her throw a strike, or
I would make her throw a strike, yes. With no outs, runner first, I would make her throw a strike.
We mentioned that McJilton has only 18 walks on the year. That's ball 4 up high. 4 pitches, a walk. We've got runners at first and second. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Clara Bowden. She is the first baseman, a junior, batting at 325. Clara Jr. You gonna ambush the first pitch, Barb?
No, not with 4 straight balls, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Unless it's fat and juicy, then I would.
Squares as if the bunt, takes it high. Well, you got your number 3 hitter bunting, huh?
I don't think she's actually bunting. I think she's pretending to bunt.
Okay, making the pitcher think, make the infield move.
Checking out the infield. You know, are they covering where they should be?
Albano, the third baseman, playing shallow. Squares as the bunt, takes the ball up high, 2-0. Barbara, I don't want to be a third baseman playing that short and coming in. I mean, you know, a line drive, and I'm, you know.
Well, that's why it's called the hot corner.
Yeah, that's called why I don't want to be down there. 2 balls.
She does
no
have a
strikes.
face mask on, so
Yeah,
that's
she
good.
does. That helps. She does bunt the ball, and it might have been out of the strike zone to begin with, but she does foul it off. 2 balls and a strike. That high pitch, Barb, hard to bunt, hard to get down.
It is, and that's, as a pitcher, that's what you want to. You want to pitch it if you think she is going to bunt. You want to throw that high.
2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. Squares takes it up high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Barb, the other thing, the third baseman comes in. The shortstop has to abandon her position to cover third base in case of a steal. You open up the infield, and your second baseman is running to cover first.
Center fielder has to cover second. Yep, there's a lot happening. 3
balls, 1 strike, 2 on, nobody out. Mick Jilton in a bit of a jam. Pops it up foul, back our way and over the screen. Nope, hits the screen and stays in play. Talked about this field. It is just a beautiful field. The backstop maybe, 40 feet away from the plate, so anything gets by the catcher is going to be probably extra bases.
Probably.
225 all the way around. That's quite a poke, even though the wind is blowing sort of out from the batter's box into center field. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Are you running, Barb?
Might be.
3 and 2. Ball
That
up high.
Tough pitch to take.
If I'm the pitcher, I'm wanting that strike.
Yeah.
Timeout is being called.
Looks like she's throwing everything just a little up in the zone.
Yeah.
Which, back in my day, that would mean the step you're taking off the mound is just a little too big. If you could shorten that step, that should bring the ball down a little bit.
There you see Mac McCloskey out talking to his pitcher. That pitch, tough to take. Okay, you're taught on a 2-strike pitch, if it's close, you swing. The batter took the ball, and I think she waited a moment expecting that umpire maybe to raise that right arm.
She did. I thought it could have been called either
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So she's out there working on the mound, so I think something's not comfortable.
Yeah. Mac McCloskey, just a wonderful gentleman. He told me he just retired, been coaching for 35 years. If you talk to Mac, he has difficulty speaking. He speaks in kind of a whispery voice. He got hit right in the larynx as a youth while catching. And so he's had that situation, but it hasn't slowed him down. In fact, he said it has inspired him a bit. Here's Leah McGivern. Leah McGivern is the DP, the designated player, meaning she is batting. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Fumble to throw to the plate. No, wide at the plate. The run scores. Here comes the second run, and that run will score as well. So scoring from third base is Gallahue. Scoring from second is Zarsona on the error charged to the pitcher. Runner goes all the way to third and second. So McPherson gets all the way down to second base on that error to the pitcher. She bobbled the ball, Barb, and it looked like just in her haste, didn't pick up the ball cleanly and then threw it by the catcher.
Yeah, I couldn't clearly see the play because I had the catcher and the umpire in front of me, but it looked like she could have just shuffled it.
Star audio, there we are, we're back. It brings up Elena Torrance now. Elena is the junior catcher. Elena batting .324. McGivern on at second base. On at third is Bowden. I'll get her name correct eventually. Bowden on at third base. Second and third, nobody out. 2 runs in for the Bel Air Bobcats. Down low. 2 balls and a strike. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Line drive is going to go, caught by the first baseman. A beautiful backhanded catch made by Lexi Kurth. That ball looked like it was headed for right field, but it was taken in by first baseman Kurth. A big out, first out of the inning. So the line drive to the first baseman, put a star beside that one. Runners hold on at second and third. Bowden at third and McGivern at second base. That'll bring up another lefty, Gabby Watts, the sophomore right fielder. Foul back. Strike 1. Gabby, a .342 hitter, batting out of the 6th spot in the order. Yeah, she's batting for Aubrey Buckmeister, the pitcher. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at second and third. My partner, Barb Solberg's having trouble with her microphone. We're working to try to rectify that. So in the meantime, you get to listen to me solo. Little ground ball past the third baseman. Squibbed. The throw, nope, no throw at all. It's going to be a base hit, and a run will score. That ball hit right off the end of the bat, or maybe even the handle, kind of squibbed out toward shortstop. It's a base hit, and the run will score. Bowden comes in to score. Bowden comes in to score, excuse me, and McPherson is on at third base. So runners now at let's see that. Did they get McPherson out? I don't see McGivern at third base. Gabby Watts is on at first. 3 runs are in. Swung on and missed. The scoreboard is showing 2 outs. They may have called interference on McGivern coming toward third base, Barb. I can't think of another reason why she would be out. Oh, you saw the tag? There was a tag? So she was tagged. Great play by the shortstop. Barbara's trying to tell me what's going on here, but her mic is not working, so we're hoping to have that rectified shortly. 2 out now, runner on at first base. That was a big out recorded, even though the run did score. Just a bit outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Batter is Addie Shingost, excuse me, Addie Shingost. Ball 4. Third walk of the inning. Runners on at first and second. The number 8 hitter in the lineup, Amelia Mason, the third baseman, number 7. 2 out, 2 on, runners at first and second. 3-0 lead for the Bel Air Bobcats. Swung on. There's a fastball. Mick McChilton, the pitcher for the Harford Tech Cobras. Swung on, inside corner. Looks like she figured out what she was doing in keeping the ball in the strike zone now. It was a great play by the shortstop on that tag out, Shiloh Wall. Ball squibbed to the left side. Strike 3, right down the middle, and the inning finally comes to an end, but not before the Bel Air Bobcats score 3 runs. They get 3 runs on, let's see, just one base hit. There was 1 error, and there were 2 runners left on base. We played 1 full inning with the Bel Air Bobcats leading by a score of 3-0. I would ask Barb for her expert commentary, except she can tell me, but you can't hear her. So, Barbara, let me pass my headset over to you and tell us about that first inning, what you saw.
Well, it looked to me like the pitcher just had a little time to get used to the mound. Every mound's a little bit different. She was uncomfortable, and then I think once she finished getting comfortable on the mound, she started throwing more strikes.
Thank you, Barb. It's called sharing a headset. I washed my hair with it before the game, so we should be okay. So now I
got it. I'm here.
We got it. Okay, good job, guys. So, Barb, you've been down not often as a pitcher, but you're down 3-0. What do you do as a team? How do you get yourself up off the mat and stay in the ballgame?
Well, you got to think it's still early. It's only the second inning. We're not even through the batting order yet. But you do want to stay aggressive. You want to swing at the good pitches.
Shiloh Wall, the shortstop. Again, another pop-up, this one foul and out of play. In that first inning, we saw 3 pop-ups pop up to the third baseman, second baseman, and first baseman off the left-handed slants of Aubrey Buckmaster. Cleanup hitter, Wall, batting at .459. Swung on, that's the changeup. Ooh, I hate that.
It's a tough pitch.
2 strikes, no balls and 2
Yeah,
strikes.
that
And
probably
now,
would have been called a ball, but it looked too good coming at you as a batter.
nice high waist pitch. Well, we call it a waist pitch, but you make it close enough to make the batter think.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
you know, you sort of throw that high fastball that time. Had a little bit of a cut on it. Pop up, middle of the infield, moving shortstop and second baseman. Shortstop cannot make the play. A little confusion, it seemed, between who's going to take that ball. Lizzie Zarsona, the young lady who eventually got a glove on the ball. That's a mistake you don't want to make. You want to be able to, shortstop as sort of the captain of the infield.
Yeah, shortstop needs to take control in that situation. But again, Don, that was another fly ball. Infield fly ball.
Looking for the sun. That sun may well have been in her eyes as well. It is behind us here at home plate. Molieri now, the batter. Violet. Nice curveball on the outside corner. Strike 1. We have seen a lot of strikes coming out of the left arm of Aubrey Buckmaster.
Yeah, and with a 3-0 lead, that's what you want. You want her to throw strikes.
Quick throw over to first base. Elena Torrance keeps the runner close. Clara Bowden gets the throw and makes the tag. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on a missed. Another changeup, took a little off of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first base reaching on the error. Swung on and missed. Got her swinging. First strikeout of the game for Buckmaster. That'll bring up Alyssa Lattimore. Alyssa, a .288 batter. 1 out, runner at first base, a 3-0 lead for the Bel Air Bobcats.
You see, after she struck out, she passed on some tidbit to hit this pitcher. She's really moving the ball nicely.
Well, she is. That ball is moving. It's cutting. That curveball that starts way out in the left-hand batter's box and ends up on the outside corner.
Yeah, comes back in on the right-handed hitters.
You call that a backdoor curveball. Up high, but he swings anyhow. What do they say in League of Their Own?
I like the high ones.
I like the high ones. Can't hit them, can't let them go. They look so good coming in. Swung on a missed.
Yeah, and that's what a good rise ball does. It looks good coming in, and then once it reaches the plate, it rises.
Lexi Kirk now. Well, what do you do as a batter? You know, if you see the ball coming in about at, you know, let's say waist height, do you expect it to rise? There's that curveball.
Yeah, I always was taught to move up in the batter's box and try to get it before it rises.
Mm-hmm.
Not as easy to do as it sounds, but
up high. Then you get those tricky pitchers that have a rise ball and a sinker, a drop ball, so that, you know, you think, okay, well, I'm going to step up and get it before it rises, and then it sinks and you end up swinging over it. Pitchers can be that way, tricky.
and sometimes as a hitter you can pick up the spin on the ball as it comes in, but you still don't have a lot of time to make a decision.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on still at first base, got on there on an error, leading off the inning. Oh, on the outside corner, strike 3. Striking out the side after that error that put a runner on first base. So now we have played an inning and a half. The Harford Tech Cobras leading by 3-0. What a pitching exhibition we saw from Aubrey Buckmaster.
Yeah, so far we'll have to see what the second time through the order brings, but we got pop flies and strikeouts so far.
And Barb, it shows you that you do not have to be a burner in terms of throwing the ball tremendously hard. If you can put movement on the ball, not only movement on the ball, but move it up and down and in and out.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, if all you have is speed and you don't move it in and out, the hitters are going to catch up to you eventually.
Yep. We turn the page over now back to the Harford Tech Cobra defense. Michaela McJilton, who had that tough inning in the first inning. She walked, 2 batters, gave up a hit. Walked actually 3 batters, and then made an error that really, when she looks back on the game, you know, in her mind and the Tech Cobras, they'll come back and win the ball game anyhow. But that was a key play. She had a force out at the plate, maybe even a double play. But, you know, the ball maybe had some spin on it. She took her eye off of it. And then when she recovered it, instead of trying to make the flip to home, she just really never got a handle of the ball. Threw it away, and so instead of 1 run scoring, 2 runs scored.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. That would have, had she made the play, would have been a big momentum changer for them.
The difference is that Harford, that Bel Air had an error to start the top of the second, had a runner on second, on first, and nobody out, and nothing. 3 straight strikeouts.
3 strikeouts, yeah.
Buckmaster said, hey, I'll take care of this. So now we go to the 9th hitter in the order, Lillian Snyder for the Bel Air Bobcats. Lillian, a sophomore left fielder, a .286 hitter. We mentioned, Barb, that both these teams are young. There's a fastball, a little bit outside. Ball 1. Snyder looking to get on base. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. It looks like McChilton has made an adjustment somewhere, somehow. Ball is not high, at least in the first 2 pitches. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, whatever it was, she figured it out. She's throwing majority of strikes now.
And she throws much harder than Buckmaster. The ball maybe doesn't move quite as much, but it's coming in there at a brisk pace. Swung on and missed. Strikeout is recorded, 2nd strikeout in a row. 2 on the game. It'll go back to the top of the order. Gallahue, the center fielder, number 10, the leadoff batter for the Bel Air Bobcats, got on a base hit to the shortstop in the 1st inning, beat it out, as you remember. Batting for the 2nd time in the 2nd inning. There's the changeup. Stays a bit low, ball 1. A .542 batter. I'm not a real mathematical genius, but that means she gets more than 1 hit every 2 times at the plate.
About half the time she's up, she gets a hit. That's
that
right.
Ain't bad. Ground ball shortstop. Ooh, nice play. Throw to first base low and past the first baseman. She'll take second base. Good job by Gallahue not stopping at first base. So give her a base hit to the shortstop, but an error advancing her to second base.
Yeah, shortstop did a good job fielding it cleanly, which is, you know, that field out there looks awfully hard to me.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Haven't had a lot of rain recently. Shiloh Wall, the young lady we're talking about, handled that very tough hop, but then threw the ball wildly past first base. Lizzie Sarzona now. Lizzie walked and scored. Line drive, center field, base hit. Turning third and coming in to score. Now here's the throw to the plate. Catcher goes by the catcher and gets down to second base, and now taking third is Sarzona. So a base hit to center field, RBI. Takes second on the throw, third on the error. Charge the error to the center fielder. Run scored by Gallahue. So just like that, it's now 4-0. Boy, what speed, what do they say, speed kills? Gallahue, I mean, she didn't even hesitate going around third base. Claire Bowden now. Claire, who walked and scored, takes a strike. Runner on at third, 1 out. We are in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's a 4-0 lead for the Bobcats. 3 in the first, 1 so far here in the 2nd. Good take by Bowden. By Bowden, I'll get her name correct. Her name is Bowden. It's like a bow in your hair. Maybe because I have no hair, I can't get the concept of a bow in your hair. Sorry, Claire. Swung on. May have tip fouled it.
Yeah, it sounded like she did foul tip that.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Boy, here's where you need a strikeout with that runner on at third. Less than 2 outs. Choking up, trying to make contact. Swung on, swings late on the fastball. 2 strikeouts in this inning, 3 altogether. Runner on at third still is Arsona. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Leah McGivern. Leah, the designated player, sophomore. Got on that on the error last inning. You remember the one hit back to the pitcher, the one that McChilton was unable to handle. Strike on the fastball. Boy, Mick McChilton is really bringing it. A little bad luck maybe in this inning. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2.
Yeah, she's doing her job on the mound.
I asked her about wearing number 13. Back in my day, 13 was a number you sort of avoided. She loves it. Says 13 is the family's lucky number.
Yeah, I think you love it or you hate it.
Yeah. I told her, you know, in some hotels, they don't have a 13th floor. They go from 12 to 14. She said, I know. Had a chance to talk to her mom before the game. Ground ball to third, past the third baseman for the base hit, and the run will score. McGivern gets a base hit to left field. It looked like third baseman Alvano expected that ball to come up, and it stayed right down on the ground.
Yeah, and again, the field is super hard, so it's getting to the third baseman very quickly.
As Arsona scores the 5th run of the ball game for Bel Air, and that will bring up Elena Torrance, the junior catcher. Elena lined out in the first inning. That great play by Lexi Kurth. Ball headed for right field, and Kurth made that backhanded catch. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Runner on at first base, 2 runs in. Pop foul and out of play. One ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Torrance a .324 batter. Ground ball, second base. Nice flip to shortstop. Good job by Evie Colby, flipping it to Shiloh Wall, the force out that will end the inning from 4 to 6. Force out is recorded, but not before Bel Air Bobcats had to add 2 more runs. They get 2 runs on, let's see, 2 base hits, 3 base hits there were, and there was 1 error. 1 runner left on base. We have now played 2 full innings with the Bel Air Bobcats, a 5-0 lead so far, where the Bobcats have been impressive, running the bases, playing the field.
Yeah, they're hitting the ball hard.
And you mentioned it, this is the last game of the regular season, so the field has baked what was, you know, early in March and April, early April. It's kind of a moderately hard field. It's turned into a rock hard field.
Yeah, you can hear it with their cleats walking on the hard dirt.
The field is well manicured, no question about that. Bel Air Bobcats, both these teams out of the playoffs in terms of this new playoff situation they have with the 3 divisions in the Yuckback. But they're both in the region championships. You know, they're both short of those spots. Talking about the Bel Air Bobcats, back in our day, back when we were much younger, you were young and I was semi-young. Okay, I was old even then. The Bel Air Bobcats won 76, 77, and 78, won the state title. You remember those teams with Shirley Ashburn and
Yeah,
Karen Stout.
Terry Fisher pitched for them
Terry
back then.
Fisher, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Karen Stout.
Shirley Ashburn was the catcher. I mean, they were just, they were a juggernaut. 3 state, was it Connie Fassett was the
Connie
coach?
Fassett, yes.
Now they have won, the Bobcats we're talking about, they won 21, 23, and 24, have won the region. So they've had recent success as well. Get ready to start here as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Bel Air Bobcats looking to get on the board. I should say the Harford Tech Cobras looking to get on the board. They have yet to get a base hit. Lily Peters will lead off, the number 8 hitter. Takes a ball wide, ball 1. 3 pop-ups in the 1st inning and 3 strikeouts in the 2nd inning for Miss Bugmaster. Ball 2 now. Last thing you want to do as a pitcher. You've got a 5-0 lead. There's a shot into left field and over the left fielder's head. Going back, making the catch. Good job by Lillian Snyder. Snyder went back. The wind maybe took it a bit. Was over her head. She made that catch going away from the plate. Good catch.
That was a great catch. You know, it's one of those that's hit right to you. It kind of freezes you for a moment. But then, and you could see that. And then she thought, okay, I got to go back a little bit. Caught it over her shoulder.
9-hitter in the lineup, Lindsay Cohey. Lindsay is the DP, batting in place of the pitcher. Kind of a surprise, a 2-0 count. She went after that pitch instead of looking for a walk and just about got it over the left fielder's head.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at it, you know, and she's throwing strikes, so you think, okay, she's going to throw me a strike here. It's a hitter's count, and she got a hold of it, just not quite enough.
No balls, 2 strikes. Cohey, a 263 hitter on the year. Up high, but she swings through it. There's that rise ball. 4 strikeout of the game. 4 of the last 5 have been strikeouts. Go back to the top of the order. Evie Colby, the sophomore second baseman, popped up to the third baseman in the first inning. Line shot into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Fielded there by Gabby Watts. Back into second base, and so the first hit of the ball game for the Harford Tech Cobras. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Lyric Strong. Lyric, who popped up to the second baseman her first trip to the plate back in the first inning. 5-16 hitter, 5 doubles, 4 triples, a home run. Hits the ball to left field. That's going back, and Snyder makes another catch. Wow, that's 2 catches in this inning that Lillian Snyder has seemed to be kind of over her head. She stopped a moment and then went back and made the catch.
Yeah, it looked like an instant replay of the first catch.
That ball maybe hit just a little bit harder by the number 2 hitter, but 2 great plays by the left fielder Snyder and the strikeout, and so that single goes for naught. We have played now 2.5 innings, no runs, no hits, I should say 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We play now 2.5 innings with the Harford Tech Cobras down by that 5-0 score, as the Bel Air Bobcats scored 3 in the bottom of the first and 2 in the bottom of the second. Boy, if you're Nick McJolton, your number 1 job here, Barb, is to hold the opponent down to 5 runs.
Yeah, that's with the mercy rule coming into play with we've only played 3 innings. She seemed to be settling down a little bit. Now the goal is to, what they say, keep the crooked number off the scoreboard for this inning. Yeah.
Yeah, Barb's talking about the mercy rule, meaning after a team has batted 5 times, if they're down by 10 runs, the game is called. So it's sort of a game within a game where you're not only playing to win, but you're playing to keep the game going past 5 innings. I mean, you know, the last thing the Cobras want to think about is any kind of mercy rule. They're thinking about getting back into this ball game.
Yeah, and I think it's still fairly early. Like you said, 3rd inning through 5. The mercy rule's through 5, so if you look at it that way, there's only 2 innings, but they do have 4 innings left. So.
Yep. Big thing is right here, they've got to hold the Bobcats. You know, they haven't been able to do it so far. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. Both crooked numbers, Barb, as you said, so the idea is put up a 0, put up a goose egg on the scoreboard. Remember last week, the Cobras won that game 2-1. So this is sort of the rematch, the grudge match, if you will, between father and daughter. Nicole Cosgrove, the coach of the Bel Air Bobcats, Mac McClaskey, the coach of the Harford Tech Cobras. They'll bring up the right fielder, the sophomore, number 11, Gabby Watts. Gabby got on an error in that first inning. Ooh, fair ball it is, down that left field line. Sliced into foul territory, and the double by Gabby Watts. That ball was right on the chalk
Right
mark.
on the line, and the spin on it went even farther away from the left fielder.
We were talking about bad luck, and of course, the Bobcats have been playing well, but the balls have just seemed to find holes. That went right on the line. Addison Shingrost. Ball's in foul territory. Addison Shin got the first time up. Sophomore walked. Coming in at a 286 batting clip. Run on at second base on that leadoff double by Gabby Watts. No balls and a strike. Off the catcher. No advance. Some of the Bel Air Bobcat bench and fans thinking that maybe Gabby should have been on third base that time. Got no outs so far.
She may have been blocked out by the pitcher and not seen what was going on.
Never make the first out when you're on scoring position already.
Right. That's right.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Sringat, 286 hitter on the year, the sophomore second baseman. Off the catcher. Now it's time the runner will advance to third base as Watts goes down there on the wild pitch.
Yeah, the catcher tried to backhand that ball, which is difficult instead of getting her body in front of it and blocking it.
Yeah, I think catcher Allie Lattimore will say, yeah, it was low and outside in the dirt, but that's one I should have blocked. Infield in now. Second time we've seen a pitch that looks from here like it might be a strike.
Yeah, it looked like a strike to me. If I were the batter, I'd be swinging at it.
Big take with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Up high, ball 4. So what could have been a strikeout is not, and the runners now are at first and third, and nobody out. Amelia Mason, the junior third baseman, fanned looking last time up that ended the first inning. Talking about the Cobras trying to get a 0 on the scoreboard against the Bobcats. Square system throws through, and she is going to be out at second base, and the runner does not come from third base.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, because surprising. First they threw all the way through, and then the out is recorded as Tringott is thrown out at second base from the catcher 2 to the shortstop 6.
Yeah, if you're on third base and you see him throw the ball to second, you take off.
Yeah. Swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Boy, what a big out. Gabby Watts is a sophomore, the young lady at third base, and you know, it's one of the things as a senior, perhaps you've seen it all and done it all. But as a sophomore, you don't want to make that mistake and get the out. That little pop-up, shortstop moving, making the catch. Good job by Shiloh Wall. So what looked like a budding inning for the Bobcats now, with 1 more out, the Cobras could get out of it. If Harford Tech comes back and makes a game of this, you're going to look at this inning, Barb, and say,
you're
wow.
You're going to look at that play right there where the runner stole second and tried to steal, and the third base runner didn't come home.
Lillian Snyder, the number 9 hitter in the order, fanned her first time up. Whoa! Notice I didn't move.
You didn't.
It's either because there's a screen here or my reactions are totally gone.
Or you weren't paying attention.
That could have been the third option. No, I saw it. I just didn't move. Strike 1. Yeah. Swung on and missed. Boy, McJilton, she can feel it right now, knowing I've got a chance to get out of this inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, runner on at third base, where she's been for the last 2 outs. Foul ball down that right field line, moving the right fielder, unable to get there in time. Here, Watts got on the double right down that left field line, took third base on a wild pitch, stayed there as Sringott was thrown out at second base. Stayed there again as Mason popped up to shortstop. Now 2 out. Swung on and missed, and McJilton has done it, getting out of that jam with the strikeout.
Yeah, now let's see if that changes the momentum and Cobras can push a run across.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We've now played 3 full innings with the Bobcats leading by 5-0. Yeah, Barb, that again, we're talking about points of the game where you look back and you say, hey, we could have won, we could have lost. As you mentioned, that play at second base where, 1, the throw went all the way through to second base. I was surprised at that. And then 2, the third base runner did not try to score.
Yeah, I was also surprised the player stealing second. Sometimes if you see that throw come, you stop halfway.
Good point.
And give your runner at third a chance to come home. We worked on that play on defense a lot in college. And it was always hard.
A lot of times you have the shortstop come across and maybe cut the ball off if she sees that runner moving.
Yeah, we had, it was our second baseman because she was right-handed, so it was easier for her to throw home. But it's still hard to know when to cut it off and when not to cut it off. It very rarely worked for us.
Yeah. A lot of times you'll see the catcher fake the throw, and just keep the ball. Well, here we go with Harford Tech. They'll send up batters 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, you ducked. Good job. My partner's reflexes are still there. But, Barb, there's a screen there. But it might have a hole in it. Yeah, good thinking. Strike 1. This is the number 3 hitter. And that is Mick Jilton, the pitcher. You know she would like to do nothing more than help her team get back in the ball game. Change up on the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball through into left field. Solidly hit for the base hit. Second hit of the ball game for the Bobcats.
I don't know if you could hear that on TV, but it sounded very crisp.
It was loud. A loud single. Shiloh Wall now, who got on an error, charged to the shortstop. That back in the second inning. Didn't advance any further as Miss Buckmaster bowed her neck, as they like to say. Line shot foul down the line. Got well out in front of that, did Wall.
Yeah, I know you got your cleanup hitter at bat here, but if I'm Harford Tech, I might start doing some stuff on the bases. I might try to steal a base here just to see what the defense has.
459, 5 doubles, 3 triples. Tip foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Talking about Shiloh Wall with a 459, 16 RBIs, 19 runs scored, 20 hits on the season. 28 hits on the season. No balls, 2 strikes. Up high. Aubrey, 42 innings on the year, 50 strikeouts coming in, just 13 walks. Up high again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Down 0-2. Now she's worked back into an even count at 2-2. 4-3 is Aubrey's record on the year. Down low, ball 3. 3-2.
Looks like she's trying to be just a little too fine coming home to the plate.
ERA of 2.80 on the year for Aubrey Buckmaster. Swung on and missed. Boy, she took a lot off that pitch. Fooled the cleanup hitter and gets the strikeout.
Yeah, that one was up and in. That would be a tough ball to hit.
5th strikeout of the game for Aubrey Buckmaster. Bring up Violet and Violet, sophomore. 389 hitter, fanned her first time up. She was the first of the 3 that went down in that second inning with a runner on first base. 1 out, runner on at first base. Thought about going, took it high. 2 balls, no strikes. Violet Molieri. On the outside corner, little curveball.
That's a tough pitch.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be outside, and then it comes right back into the batter.
Out on a 2-ball count. 2 balls, 1 strike. I think our umpire likes the ball, talking about Bobby Carter, likes the low strike. Doesn't care for the high strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great comeback for Buckmaster. Oh, just outside. Now it's 3-2. Barbie, you're down 5-0. Do you run from first base?
I would try something. I would try to get somebody in scoring position somehow.
Catcher Torrance. Swung on and missed. Wow. What a job by Buckmaster. Barb, I know you're a pitcher and a very accomplished pitcher, but the job that Buckmaster has done using, I want to call it slop because that's a negative term, but it's pitches that are not tremendously hard thrown, but have moved. All of them are moving, and she's hitting her spots perfectly.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either with left-handed pitchers, but they're throwing it, but you're called crafty if you're a left-handed pitcher, but if you're a right-handed pitcher, you're not crafty.
Yeah, you're just slow. yeah, you're right. I've never known a crafty right-hander.
Right.
Yeah. Alyssa Lattimore now, who struck out in her only term at the plate. 2-out runner at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Close pitch on the outside.
Yeah, even when she's missing, she's right around the plate. Aubrey Buckmaster headed for Elizabethtown College next year. Outside. Maybe one of the first pitches that wasn't a competitive pitch that she's thrown. 2 balls and a strike. 288 hitter is Miss Lattimore. Pop up, first baseman moving. Nope, second baseman not able to corral it. It is foul. I don't know if that sun had something to do with it, Barbara.
Yeah, she got turned around a little bit, and I think she lost the ball, and the second baseman just was too far away.
Sringast, who came over from second base, she had to come about, 50, 60 feet to try to get to it. So still alive is Lattimore. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Guess what? Another 3 strikeout inning for Miss Aubrey Buckmaster. And again, Barb, she had a runner on first base with nobody out and fanned the next 3 batters.
Yeah, that's why if I get a runner on, I'm going to try to steal, bunt, do something just to move that runner off of first base.
No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 person is left on base. We have now played 3 1/2. The Bel Air Bobcats still with that 5-0 lead. Beautiful day here at Bel Air High School, and so far it has been a beautiful day for Nicole Cosgrove and her Bel Air team. Remember, as we said, it's the battle between dad and daughter, Mac McCluskey. He told me that he liked the name Mac because when he was a youngster, there were 5 football players all named Mark. And the coach would yell, "Mark, what are you doing?" And he always thought it was, they were talking to him. So he decided to have people call him Mac.
Well, nicknames are always fun.
Yeah. Mac McCluskey is just he's a legend in the coaching area. 35 years he's been coaching everything from 8-year-olds up to the college players. And is just dedicated to the game. Talking about Harford Tech's coach, Mac McCluskey. Mike Shea is his assistant coach. Tori Seiler is another assistant. Tori Seiler, by the way, is his stepdaughter. And if you want to keep things even more fun, we had a chance to talk to Allison Borchers before the ball game. Allison played up at Falston, graduated in 2004. She's also an assistant coach here with the Harford Tech Cobras. Says that she's a former Blue Hen, a Delaware Blue Hen.
I know a few Blue Hens.
Our friend Karen Stout was a All-American at...
Karen Stout was. Lynn Schrammick's a Blue Hen.
Yeah.
Lynn played softball back in her day.
Back in the day. Well, speaking of the day, we're now going to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Bel Air Bobcats leading and sending up their leadoff hitter for the 3rd time in 4 innings, getting set to bat, is Sophia Gallahue. Remember, Sophia got on an error in the 1st inning and scored. Then she got that base hit past the shortstop, taking second on an error. Scored twice. That's what you want your leadoff hitter to do, get on base and score. Ground ball, second base, she's moving. Go to first base, and she is safe at first base, and she's going to take second base. My goodness. Not only is she fast, but she has got a lot of guts. That ball didn't go far.
No, it didn't. The fence is close enough that it was A little dicey.
So give her a base hit to the second baseman, and an error to the second baseman moves her up to second base.
I like the aggressiveness, though.
That's what speed does. Lizzie Zarzona now, the batter. Lizzie scored twice. Walked, got a hit last time up. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning. Pop up to the right fielder, caught for the out. Good play by the right fielder, Lily Peters, coming in and making that catch. Difficult play. Barb, they say when you're running, your head is bobbing around. They teach you to run on your toes, so try to make your head as still as possible.
Yeah, when I played outfield, that's true. And as soon as I knew I could catch the ball, I would kind of stop.
Yep.
So my head would stop bobbing.
Claire Bowden now the batter. Claire walked and scored in the first inning, fanned back in the second inning, up for the third time. .325 her batting average, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. Curveball just a bit outside. Again, if you're Mick Jolton, you're just trying to keep the Cobras where they are. No more, the Bobcats keep them where they are. No more runs being scored. Give your team a chance to come back. Swung on. Nice fast ball right up in the eyes.
And the Bobcats have scored or threatened every inning so far.
They have. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runner at second base. Ooh, just outside. You can hear the catcher's mat pop that time. Lattimore. McJilton is throwing with a lot of heat.
I think the catcher wanted that, but I got a good view. It was outside.
Yep. Good take, though, by Bowden. Pop up second base in the sun. Right fielder coming and making the catch. Good job by Peters to call off second baseman Evie Colby and make the second out of the inning. Again, those plays look easy, but if you ever try to battle the wind, the sun.
The sun, yeah.
The
Sun's a
ball.
little bit behind her now, so I don't think that was an issue.
Bring up Leah McGivern. Leah got on that error to the pitcher back in the first inning, the one where 2 runs scored. Singled to left last time. Got an RBI. McGivern, a .340 batter, the cleanup hitter. Thinks about it, takes it for a strike. Barb, when you were a pitcher facing a left-handed batter, more difficult than a righty?
It is, because when you're practicing, you don't throw to many left-handed hitters. There just weren't many, so you're just used to them being on the right side of the plate.
And your curveball tends to come into the left-handed batter right where into their happy zone, whereas as a right-hander, you can sort of bend it off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Ooh, inside. Sal Magley, the barber back in the day. Well, the day was the 1950s, if you want to know. They called him the barber because he threw a lot of those pitches, giving the batter a shave. So they called him Sal the Barber Magley.
McGivern didn't flinch either in the box.
Yep, she went. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, big out right here if McJilton can get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at second. She was there to begin the inning. Strike 3 on the changeup. What a pitch by McJilton. Again, Bob, we keep saying this, but you talk about key plays of the game. That's when you got a runner at second base, you got nobody out, you got the heart of your order coming up, and you can't get her in.
Yeah, that was a good job on the mound. She threw some good pitches there.
So, you know, as much as you like to be happy about where you are, talking about the Bel Air Bobcats, Nicole Cosgrove will say, hey, that's one we let get away. We should have gotten that runner around.
Yeah, 2 innings in a row. I think Bel Air should have scored a run 2 innings in a row, and they didn't. So, like I said, we just need the Cobras to stay aggressive, get on base, and maybe, like I said, start stealing. Let them throw the ball around a little bit.
No runs, a hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. 2 innings in a row where the Bel Air Bobcats have gotten the lead runner on, unable to score them. fact, in the third inning, they had 2 runners on with nobody out and couldn't score.
Yeah, I think McJilton would like to have that first inning back, I think. She settled down pretty nicely after that.
Absolutely. And that one play, the ground ball back to her, that was a 2-run play. So, you know, you look at that, 2 of the 5 runs scoring on that one play. Hope you're enjoying it. This is our last softball game of the year. We have a doubleheader coming up next week in lacrosse playoffs. That's going to be fun. First time we've had lacrosse championships. Huh? Oh, yeah. It's the internal playoffs, the UPBAC playoffs, before they go to the regions. So here come the Cobras looking to get back into the ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they'll send up the bottom of their order, Lexi Kurth, Lily Peters, and Lindsay Cohey. Aubrey Buckmaster, the crafty lefty. I like it when you brought up that term. Think about left-handers. I think it was Jesse Orozco, who pitched until he was 49 years old. Can you imagine?
No,
yeah.
I cannot.
49 years old. Foul back. Oh, good dodge. I like it. My partner still has those reflexes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lexi Kurth, a .305 hitter, 18 hits on the year, 10 runs scored. Swung on a miss. Lexi fanned back in the 2nd inning, the last of 3 strikeouts that Buckmaster had in that inning. Aubrey struck out all 3 batters last inning, you'll recall. Swung on and missed. That's 4 in a row. 5 of the last 6 strikeouts for Buckmaster. She's got, what, 3, 4, 7, 8 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings. Lily Peters now. Swung on, missed. Peters flew out to left field on a nice play by the left fielder, Lillian Snyder, back in the 3rd inning.
I was expecting the Cobras to get the bat on the ball, and now that they've seen her through the lineup, but that's just not the case. She seems to get stronger on the mound.
And she has so many pitches that, you know, you get used to, maybe I'll get this one, but then she throws that change, that curve. There's the high rise pitch. Aubrey Buckmaster, senior. One of only 2 seniors starting the game for the Bobcats. Strike 3. Bobby Parker thought about it, said, nah, that was too close. Take a hike.
I think the catcher did a great job framing that ball
and
bringing it back in, because you're right, he wasn't going to call that at first.
Elena Torrance, the catcher we're talking about. Elena's headed for Ursinus. That's in Pennsylvania?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. Swung on and missed. Looking at the 9th hitter, Lindsay Cohey. Could we be looking at a 3rd 3-strikeout inning for Aubrey Buckmaster? 4-3 on the year, 2.80 ERA. Barb, I've said this before, she just is close to the plate on every pitch.
Yeah, she's not throwing any away.
Little bouncer, gonna go foul. Aubrey was a losing pitcher last week in the game that Harford Tech won at Harford Tech by a 2-1 score. So, you know, she's got a little bit of revenge on her mind as well. Tonight's opponent, Nick McJilton, was the winning pitcher in that game.
Well, I've been impressed with both pitchers, actually.
I have as well. Swung on and missed, and there it is.
There it is.
3 up, 3 down. K, K, and K. Forward K, backward K. It all counts as strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We have now played 4 full innings of play with our score here at 5-0. All the runs scored in the first 2 innings by the Bel Air Bobcats, 3 in the first and 2 in the second. Held scoreless in the 3rd and the 4th. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Bel Air Bobcats will be sending out hitters number 5, 6, and 7. Michaela McJilton takes the ball, strides to the mound. She's in sports management, and she's going to a college called Rampo, and I've not heard of that. It's in Pennsylvania. She's going to study medical imaging.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. ERA of 2.03.
Does she intend to play softball?
Yep, she said she would love to play softball in college.
Good.
From the Patterson Mill area, I asked her, giving up your home school and coming to Harford Tech means that you leave all your friends, all the people you've made, associations with. And I said, what was it that she said it was the program they had, and the fact that, they are just, Harford Tech has become like a school of destination in the county because they have, I think 21 different programs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, whatever you want to do to specialize in. Plus, she's been able to get some college credits as well. So here come the Bobcats now, looking to add on to their lead. They'll send up Elena Torrance, the catcher. Elena lined out to the first baseman, Kurth, in the first inning. You'll remember that was that great play that Kurth made the backhand catch. Got on the fielder's choice last time up. 0 for 2 officially. Look out.
Oh, that was close.
If you are the on-deck batter.
Or the photographer.
Yeah, our camera guys, give them a lot of credit. Fred and Tom, I don't want to say they're unprotected. There's no screen. I don't want to jinx them. I know I don't want to jinx them. Ground ball second base and through the second baseman and on through into right field. So reaching first is Torrance on the error to the second baseman. One of those ground-hugging balls that just didn't come up.
Yeah, you got to stay down. That's what they teach you. Keep your glove down. You can always come up. You can't come down.
Gabby Watts now, the sophomore right fielder.
We got a courtesy runner. Courtesy runner.
Yeah, for the catcher. Trying to get that number for you here.
It's number 5, but I don't have her in the
up high.
Information.
I think I've got. So we're looking for the Bel Air Bobcats. Number 5 looks like Addison Hessler. Addison is the courtesy runner at first base. Swung on, missed. A nice high inside fastball. No balls and a strike. Took a little bit off that one, 1-1, or I should say 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I saw the grip that time the pitcher had, and it almost looked like a knuckly type grip.
Strike 3 on the changeup. 3 pitches and the strikeout looking. That's 5 strikeouts for McJilton. 1 out, runner still on at first base. For our 3rd straight inning where we've had the leadoff batter on for the Cobras. A little bit outside.
Yeah, for the time being still at first base, but we'll see.
Addison Sringat, the batter. I think I've been leaving an S out of her name. It's Addison Stringast. Sorry, Addison. 286 hitter. Walked the first inning, walked the 3rd inning. She was a young lady thrown out at second base trying to steal. Swung on, missed. Remember, that was when they had runners at first and third. The runner at third base didn't attempt to come in on that steal where Springhost was thrown out. Sophomore is Sringost. For the first, back safely.
That was a good pitch.
And
The first 2 strikes were high and outside, called strikes, and the batter swung at one, so the pitcher went right back to it.
Good play by Allie Lattimore, too, the catcher, keeping that runner close at first base. Swung on, missed.
There's
And
a high and
down she
outside
goes.
pitch again.
Well, can McJilton do it again? Put the first runner on, have the first runner get on, and then get the next 3 outs. Nicole Cosgrove coming in. Looks like we have a pinch hitter, 28. That's Emily Riley. Emily Riley is a freshman coming into bat for Lillian, check for Amelia Mason. Mason was 0 for 2. So Riley batting for Mason. Now in high school softball, there's a limited substitution rule that Mason could go back in and play third base, or we could see a replacement. Right now, Riley's job is to try to get that runner around. Little line drive, foul. Chris Bosley is the first base coach for the Bel Air Bobcats. He and Nicole Cosgrove came together to Bel Air 7 years ago. They have done a great job taking Bel Air to 4 region championships. Strike on the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes.
McJilton's doing a good job. Just been, for the most part, this inning hanging on the outside corner, and that one was inside.
Swung on and missed, and she's done it. This time it is McJilton who has 3 straight strikeouts. So she has a runner on first base to begin the inning and fans the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We have now played 5 full innings of play, and the score 5-0, the lead for the Bel Air Bobcats.
So McJilton's doing a great job keeping her team in this game.
But that little left-hander named Aubrey Buckmaster is having none of it for the Harford Tech Cobras.
She's doing equally as well.
I am so impressed with the young lefty. She is a senior, but you know, with 50 strikeouts in 42 innings, she has stepped it up. Let's see, that's 3 straight last inning, 3 straight the innings before, that's 6. 1 in the third inning is 7. 3 in the second inning is 10. So she has 10 strikeouts. Has given up 2 base hits. So at this point, as we reach the top of the 6th inning, this Aubrey Buckmaster pitching a 2-hitter with 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, and the Cobras have the top of the order coming up. So
yep.
We'll see what they can do.
The time they need to do it. Evie Colby, the leadoff hitter, popped up to the third baseman last time. She got a single to right field. Well, you can hear the wind through our field mic. The wind has kind of shifted direction, now blowing a little more into left field. Line shot, left field, base hit. Good job by the left fielder Snyder to knock that one down.
Yeah, that was a good, solid hit. They need a few more of those.
2 hits on the ball game for Colby, 2 of the 3 her team has got. Now Lyric Strong. Lyric, who flew out last time to Lillian Snyder. Remember, that was the first, or actually the second of the 2 great catches Snyder made back in the 3rd inning. Strong, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, batting at .516, 5 doubles, 4 triples, a home run, 32 hits on the year, 26 runs scored. Oop. Thought about it.
Good take. Yeah, she thought about it.
2 balls, no strikes. Fly ball into right center field, moving the right fielder and making the catch. Good job by Gabby Watts.
That ball stayed up in the air just a little bit too long.
It did, yeah.
It was in the hole, but it stayed up too long.
I think that wind might have had something to do with it. It's sort of blowing to left field. Here's Michaela McJilton. Michaela, the fly ball into center field and back. Good catch by Sophia Gallahue. Sophia, one of the 2 seniors starting for this Bobcat team.
I've been very impressed with the outfield play today. Getting, you know, those balls are really hit over their head, and they turn and run, but they still track it.
Yep. Shiloh Wall now the cleanup hitter for the Bobcats, or for the Tech Cobras, I mean. And there's that curveball. I mean, you just give up on it. It looks like it's outside.
It's very effective.
Great, great pitch. I think this is the first time, looking at my scoreboard, no, second time, that the Cobras have had the leadoff hitter on. But at this point, after that single by Colby, she has stayed right there at first base. Swung on and missed. And there it is. The 11th strikeout for Aubrey Buckmaster. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We have now played 5 full. Check it, 6 full. The Bobcats are leading by 5-0. So the Cobras now, as we approach the 7th inning, they are...
It's bottom of the 6th.
Bottom of the 6th.
Played
Thank you.
5.5.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, let me try to say it the different way I was looking at it. The Cobras have one more
chance, yeah.
They have to hold the Bobcats here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and then they have to score at least 5 to keep this game going.
You know, they got their first runner on that time, and the next 2 hit the ball, at least. They hit the ball, and they hit the ball well. They just hit it right at people.
And the Bobcats will be sending up Lillian Snyder, their number 9 hitter, followed by 1 and 2, Gallahue and Sarzona. I don't know whether we had a pinch hitter. I'm not sure whether she re-entered the game or not. So look at third base. Not sure who we have at third base. They do have a change.
I think we got a pitching change, do we? Pitching.
Yeah, it looks like it's number
Lily Peters.
Number 14 will be pitching. So McJilton
That's an interesting move.
I don't know if if she's pitched a number of innings that they feel like she might be tiring. She's really done well. We're talking about Mick McJilton. The last 3 innings, he has shut this Baylor Bobcat team down. No runs. So it was a 5-0 lead, 3 after 1, 5 after 2 innings, and that's exactly where it's been from that point. Bobcats looking to put some insurance on the board. If they could score 5 runs here, just putting this out as a possibility, that would bring in the mercy rule concept, since the Cobras have already batted 5 times. Looks like Alexa Bowden now. Yeah, Alexa Bowden is the pinch hitter. So Bowden pinch hitting for Snyder. The sister of Claire Bowden. See Lily Peters, who had been playing right field. Lily's in the culinary science program at Harford Tech.
Culinary science.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah. A lot of fields you can go into from there.
Yeah.
By the way, she's also a buddy in that Miracle League baseball program they have in the county. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's kids who have challenges that get a chance to play big league type baseball. Yeah, you're right, and not just kids. Good point, Tim. Older folks as well. We had a chance to do their game this past fall. It's a wonderful program. Lily volunteers in that program. Her brother's a member of the Miracle League. Talking about Lily Peters. Three balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 is the call. Alexa Bowden looking for the ball. Instead, she gets rung up by Bobby Parker. 1 out now in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Sophia Gallahue.
It's a nice way to come in pitching, strike out your first batter you face.
Sophia is, by the way, 3 for 3 on the day. Single to short, last time up single to second. Scored 2 runs. There's a strike. Well, her speed has been a difference in this game, Barb. She's the one who has taken second base on overthrows and then scored.
Yeah, and being the leadoff hitter, you kind of expect that she would have some speed to her.
And being a senior, she's the kind of leader you're looking for. Up high.
Yeah, and being a little aggressive, that's what you want in your leadoff hitter.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bobcats looking to add to their 5-0 lead. Up high. I like how Peters sort of steps toward first base, almost throws cross body. Kind of steps at the batter if you're a left-handed hitter. Up high. 3 balls and a strike. Sophia Gallahue batting at a .542 clip. That's going to go up. 3 for 3 today. Swung on a miss. 3 and 2. Part of the only disadvantage of batting 542, you go, what, 2 for 4? And your average comes down.
It goes down, right?
That's not fair.
It wouldn't go down much.
Not too much, no.
I think that last pitch she was swinging for the fences for the 3-1.
3-2. She said, I don't want no stinking walk.
No, she doesn't want to walk.
Yeah.
She's still being aggressive. She wants to go 4 for 4.
I don't want to walk. I want to base hit. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. I should say 1 out, excuse me, 1 out. Down low, and so, okay, if you insist, I'll take a walk. But I won't walk, I'll run down to first base.
Well, the ball did get by the catcher, so there was the possibility to take second.
Now,
hustle by the catcher, though.
You're up 5-0, and normally you'd say, well, I don't want to steal here because that's sort of rubbing it in. But if you got the speed of Gallahue, I think I might even try it. Sarsona now the batter, Lizzie Sarsona. Lizzie walked, singled, flew out to right field, scored twice.
The only steal we've seen in the game was the 1st and 3rd situation. Steal.
Where the runner was thrown out. Lily, a .256 batter. One of the 2 starting seniors on the Bel Air Bobcats. Two balls, no strikes. 1 out, runner on at first base. Pop up, middle of the infield. Pitcher will call it and take the out. Peters makes that catch. Normally they say the pitcher is supposed to get out of the way and let the infielder take it. I think Peters did the right thing. She had a beat on it. Being a right fielder anyhow.
Right. She's used to catching those balls.
2 outs now. Claire Bowden, the batter. Claire walked, fanned, flew out to right field, 0 for 2 officially. Scored a run, scored the 3rd run of the game. Strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Claire Bowden, a .325 hitter on the season. Swung on, tip foul, and got a piece of the catcher, Alyssa Lattimore. Allie's in the Teacher Academy of Maryland studying to be teacher, childhood education, going to Harford Community College next year. Wants to play softball there.
They still have a softball team there?
Yeah.
Because I think I read that they're doing away with, there might be women's lacrosse for flag football.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
Huh. But they'll keep softball, right?
As far as I know.
Fly ball to left field. Moving on it is Molieri, and Violet Molieri pulls it in for the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning. So Barbie, here's what we got. We got the Harford Tech Cobras coming up, needing to get 5 runs to keep this game going. This grudge match, I use that term kind of loosely, between father and daughter. Nicole Cosgrove. Looks like at this point, Bobby Parker done a great job there at behind the plate. Bobby Carter, I call him Bobby Parker, sorry Bobby. And again, we talk about that the winner gets to choose the place where the dinner occurs, okay? If it's me, I'm going, what's the most expensive place you can think of?
No. Oh, there's a few.
Yeah, and you know, the meal would be like a 5-course meal.
Yeah.
We would start out. Yeah. I've always thought if you're going to have a bet like that, you ought to let the loser pick where you're going to eat, because, you know, it could get a little extravagant.
It could, but that's the whole point.
Yeah, good point. If you don't want to pay, you don't lose.
Right. The Cobras need to find a way to get these runners on and bring the top of the order back up so they can try to push some runs across.
Yeah, they'll have Lindsay Cohey, the number 9 hitter, starting out. Lindsay has fanned twice. Unless we have a pinch hitter, I'm not sure.
No, maybe we do.
Can't see a number just yet.
No, I think it ends in a 5, so I think that's her.
Yeah, it looks like Cohey. Cohey, a 263 hitter. Looking for the shutout is Miss Aubrey Buckmaster. No, it is a pinch hitter. Looks like it's a 25.
25, okay.
Rather than a 5. Let's see who that might be. There's a strike.
Wow, that pitch broke probably 6 inches towards the batter.
Try to get that number here for you in just a moment. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. No, it's 15, not 25. That's the trouble when you have a pigtail that covers one of the numbers. This is
Molieri, right?
Molieri.
Yeah.
Let's see, I apologize. This is Molieri. I was looking at the wrong lineup. She is the number 5 hitter, Molieri, who has fanned twice. The number 5 hitter coming in with a 389 batting average. And gets the walk. Boy, that's what you want to do if you're Harford.
That's exactly what you want to do.
And exactly what you don't want to do.
That's right.
If you're Bel Air.
That was a good at bat.
Remember though that Aubrey Buckmaster has put a runner on, or had a runner get on to lead off the inning, and it's just got really tough from there. It'll bring up Lexi Kurth. Lexi, number 8, the first baseman. She's been up twice and fanned twice, as had Lattimore. As had Molieri. I'm sorry, this is Lattimore up at the bat now. Back safely at first. So it was Molieri who led off with the walk, and now it's Lattimore.
It looks like the Cobras are looking to steal, maybe.
I would down 5-0.
That was a close play at first to get back.
Boy, that's what you wouldn't want to do. I wouldn't want to face the coach coming back to the bench. Little line drive. Oh, caught by the first baseman. What a play by Claire Bowden. Claire Bowden hung with that. It was in foul territory and got the out. Put a star beside that one. And now it's Lexi Kurth. Lexi, who, like the 2 previous batters, had fanned both times she's been up. Just a bit outside. No pressure on Aubrey, but if you asked me to pick a player of the game, I don't think I'd have to look beyond that pitcher's circle.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
I got it. I don't got it. Yeah. 5 years ago, I would have still not had that. Pop-up hit, I think the top of the screen maybe. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Harford Tech Cobras need 5 runs to tie to keep this game going. Pop foul. Looked like off the hands.
Yeah, Buckmaster's done a great job just keeping the hitters guessing. They don't have any idea what's coming in.
Yep. Yeah, if you're watching this game and you're a young pitcher, you know, just look at Aubrey Buckmaster, the job that she's done, moving the ball around, in and out, up and down. Oh, that curveball almost found the outside corner.
Yeah, she hit her target. That's where the catcher gave her the target.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning. Tip foul. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a good job to stay alive for the batter.
.11 strikeouts so far. And that walk was the first walk of the game. Foul ball. So Buckmaster had gone 6 innings into the 7th inning without walking a batter. And Barb, you know that as a pitcher. If you can avoid the walk, avoid the free pass, make them hit to get on.
Yeah, for some reason they end up scoring more often than not.
Up high. Boy, Aubrey put some steam behind that one. That may have been her fastest pitch of the night. Now it's 3-2. Boy, this is a key pitch right here. If you can get another batter on. Up high, ball 4. Lily Peters now, who came in to pitch this past inning. Timeout as Nicole Cosgrove goes out to the mound to talk to her pitcher. Could she be getting tired?
She could be. She could be. I don't see it, but you got to look at 2 walks. You know, she's been around the plate the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to throw 2 walks in a row is a little surprising.
And that last pitch was not competitive. That was high and out of the strike zone. Wasn't like it was a close pitch.
I think that's what the coach said. Are you okay? Are you tired? Are you hurt? And she said, no, I'm good.
It took, what, about 5 words?
Yeah, it didn't take long. It
Turned
wasn't a long conversation.
Lily Peters, the .270 hitter. Up high. I don't know. It looks like she's maybe overthrowing now.
Yeah, maybe trying too hard. And, you know, if I'm the catcher, give her a target right in the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
Let the hitters do the work.
Swung on a missed. Peters flew out to left field on one of those great catches made by left fielder Snyder. Fan last time up. 1-1. Pop up. Going back shortstop. It's falling and falling in for the base hit. Safe at third base where the runner had to hold up.
Yeah,
Good
she
job.
had to. That was good hustle to get to third.
So a single into center field. The bases are loaded. The tie run on deck. Lindsay Cohey now the designated player, but it looks like there may be a pinch hitter coming up.
Number 12 coming in for number 5.
Okay, that's Jenny Pitzker. Jenny is a junior in the nursing program at Harford Tech. Number 9 hitter was Cohey. She had fanned twice. So the bases are loaded. There is 1 out. You've got a 5-run lead. Barb, you've been in these situations. What do you do as a pitcher?
You throw strikes. Like I said, that's what you do. You don't try to get too cute.
Ball 1 up high. So I was ready to sort of hand the game over. The Tech Cobras said, wait just a minute.
It's getting
There's
interesting.
a strike, 1-1. Oh, it is. Swung on and missed.
And as a defense, you just need to make outs here. You don't necessarily have to get the runner at home. You take the easy out wherever you got it.
Swung on and missed. There's the 2nd out. And now it is up to Evie Colby the sophomore second baseman. 2 for 3 on the day for the Cobras. Leadoff hitter in the order. Swung on and missed. Ball may have been out of the strike zone. 15 RBIs, 13 runs scored. E.B. Colby. Pop up, coming, and fouling out of play.
Yeah, the Cobras have done a great job getting the runners on base. Now they just need that big hit.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the 7th inning. Cobras need a hit to keep it alive. Oh, strike 3, what a curveball. Whoa, Aubrey Buckmaster, she just locked the knees of Colby. I thought that ball was outside, Barb.
It looked a little out to me, yeah.
I think I had to curve it like 6 or 8 inches, didn't
Maybe
it?
too close to take, though, when you're down and need a hit.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a strike, but I don't blame Colby for taking it because it looked like it was wide outside. What a job by Miss Aubrey Buckmaster, throwing what it looks like a 2-hitter, no runs. There was no hits. She did, 1 hit, I'm sorry. 1 hit. There were 2 walks and 3 runners are left on base, no errors. So it looks like Buckmaster throws a 1, 2, 3, 4 hitter, gives up 4 hits and no runs in the game. Strikes out, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Strikes out 13
Wow.
and walks 3. What a game by Aubrey Buckmaster. Umpires, you did a wonderful job. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Be well.
You guys, you did a good job.
Yeah.